3, 2, 1.
G'day and welcome to the Vibe Union podcast, the
Take
podcast
one.
with the heartbeat of a rodent in the talons of a mighty hawk. How are you, Jason?
So we're about to die.
100%.
Yeah, cool. I'm feeling very rodenty.
Rodenty?
Rodenty, is that a word? I don't know. I'm good. The heat is killing me.
Yeah, I'm feeling sweaty and anxious.
I was outside today throwing a ball for a dog and my eyes were like stinging and I'm like, this is not good.
I saw a dog chase a ball once, recently. I mean, I saw one chase a ball the other day and the owners had to take the ball off the person that was throwing it. It was at a large Christmas party. And because the dog was visibly done, but like couldn't stop itself, it was like, throw it again. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Can't go on. It was dying. It was not having a good time. And the kid kept throwing the ball. Anyway,
You've got some great stuff to start a podcast with.
We're joined by Yaru himself. Hello,
Yay,
mate.
hello.
How are you?
How's
Hello.
it going, guys? This is my first time doing a podcast, so I don't really know what
First
to
time
say
doing a
or what to do.
podcast?
Yeah, I've never
Really?
done a podcast
So
before. Yeah.
really, it feels like it's the first time we've done it too.
I've seen
If you
you.
haven't noticed.
I've seen you chat around tables while having a beer outside. You've got podcast energy spilling
thank you.
from
Thank you.
That's-
Well, it's just good vibes, like here, because like there's like a lot of very transparent and genuine people in this vibe. I get it.
Yes.
I get that feeling, like that vibe that you can connect, like you can be yourself and be accepted as yourself and just feel encouraged to express yourself. That's what I love.
I think it comes from a place that we as organisers cannot lie. We talked about masking the other day.
You've pulled me up sometimes to like, it hasn't happened too much now, but I'll
Yeah.
be up on the mic and I'm like, you're like, stop saying so much about what's happening behind the scenes or something like that. I mean, earlier, probably pre-being here or something, just like, they don't need to know about how we had all these mechanical, all these issues and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, probably could avoid saying some sort of.
Yeah.
I think showing that we're just a couple of fucking boys trying to goddamn darndest to do any of this.
Just a couple of boys just doing their best.
Anyway.
All right, before we get started, or more started, I just want to acknowledge the custodians of the land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. As I say, every podcast, it's important to understand and acknowledge that, we come here and we're conducting ourselves on stolen land. Sovereignty was never ceded. Treaties have never been signed. We've got a very important poetry night tonight. But when you see this, it would already have happened. Or it would have already happened, poets for Palestine, shit times that are happening at the moment over there. And we're just very lucky to be able to, meet every 2 weeks and feel safe of where we are on land that has been colonised. I just want to acknowledge the Palawa people of Lutruwita, which is the First Nations people of Tasmania, where I unfortunately grew up. All right.
Biggest spokesperson for Tassie.
Yeah, I was on their tourism board, and then
Yeah, where are you now?
they're doing all right, I think. I don't know.
It has to be their main import.
Tourism is their main shtick, but then all Tasmanians hate mainlanders. Like,
Oh, really?
When you're there, they're like, yeah, you can tell which ones aren't Tasmanian because they think they know more than Tasmanians do.
And they dress better.
That's
why they hate us.
The only time that I'll go into bat for Tassie is that you can tell a Melburnian in Tassie very quickly.
Yeah,
because they
the
were
one
like,
that's stressed out and
yeah,
it's
just they go, oh, this is such a quaint, lovely place, and everyone's like, we live here. It's just what we, it's just, it's just.
Sure.
We have cruise ships they have cruise ships that come through. I think and it's just they hate anyone that's not Tasmanian, but then they rely on everyone else in the world to be touristing.
Yeah.
People be touristing. So
Is it? Oh, this is too heavy of a topic.
But
like places that rely on tourism and then just get decimated by tourism.
and they don't have like the infrastructure for it, or like
Well, that's the problem with Hobart in general, or Tassie, but Hobart is they're trying to upgrade it structurally. They want bigger buildings. They want certain. I know where there's certain places in down. If you've been near Salamanca and the Wharf, they're trying to build bigger apartments and bigger things.
Yeah.
But then it's like you lose the aesthetic of what
Salamanca
Hobart is.
Yeah, the market,
The whole they want these big things, but they're like, we want this here, we want this kind of cobblestone thing, but also we've got this massive high-rise thing here. I'm like, you've already got apartment blocks over this part and blah blah blah. So they want, because people go there and they're like, oh, because I tell people, I'm like, there's no public transport, there's buses, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you're like, oh, we're going to stay here, I'm like, well, you're going to either have to walk into the CBD, or you're going to have to get a bus that comes every hour, 25 minutes, and then oh, bus, and that's, you know. So everyone, but there is Uber there now, which is good.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, I remember,
Let's talk about the problems with Uber as well while we're at it.
I remember still being in Hobart, and one of my housemates, he went to a friend's house, and they wanted, it's a 20-minute walk into town. We don't even call it city.
Yeah.
And there was only 2 Ubers in the whole of Hobart. Well, 15-minute walk is going to cost them.
Man, I miss that. I do miss that though, of growing up in a small country town, small-ish, and there was like 6 taxi drivers in the entire area, and so
all brothers.
When you got in a taxi, you knew the person, they knew you, and they're like, "Oh, mate, how the fuck are you? How's your mum?" And I go, "Yeah, she's alright. How's your mum?" And I go, "Yeah, you're alright."
I don't like that.
It's great. You don't like that?
No.
Actually, that's why I left.
Yeah.
And now you say that, no, you're 100%.
That's why I like Melbourne, because I know fucking no one.
Totally.
I know that 99% of the time I'm going to be in the city, and I'm never going to run into any. I'm not going to hear my name and go, "Oh shit, was that me?" And then, whereas if I go back to Hobart, I'd be like, "Oh, I don't." Like,
Everyone knows. There's always something that somebody can see.
Yep.
There's always somebody can see something. Yeah.
There has to be a nice way of doing that besides just assaulting you at the same time.
Just give it him out. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like,
We had a good experience there. We went there. It was nice. Like we went to.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's nice. You can leave though. That's what I tell people. It's a retirement village. It's a giant retirement
Exactly.
island.
It's
or
like,
you get married early and you settle down. That's
Which
about
is
it.
fine.
Which, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Go to Tassie. But it's nice.
Yeah.
But you know, I think every time I go there, you're like 15 minutes away from foliage, the nature. Whatever. I don't think it's a
foliage.
Were you city born or like raised or smaller town?
Oh, city born.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was born city.
Yeah.
And we lived in, but like cities are different over there because I'm from Iran. I moved here like 12 years ago.
Yep.
But
saw that arm go.
keep an eye on that.
I got the mic. I'll try. So like, but cities are more spread out over there. It's like the suburbs are all. Most of them are dense with. Like medium housing, medium density, but then there are not many villas or any like detached houses.
Okay.
But the cities are just massively spread out.
So does that
imagine
mean
like the
there's
whole
more town centres in a sense? Like
they're all town centres, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like town centres that they're not as big as like when you say metropolitan Melbourne is very big, but like most of it is suburbs.
Yeah.
And then over there is like smaller. The cities are smaller, but they're all like medium.
Yeah.
So the sky, the first thing I noticed coming here was the sky, and now I'm thinking about Salamanca, because the sky was just amazing here. It was like, come out in the suburbs and you can feel the sky. You can feel how big it is and how, because everything is just like a.
Yeah.
But over there is like you're always in these streets that are double-story, triple-story apartments.
Yeah.
Everything is apartments.
Interesting.
Like 90% of times. Yeah. So that was one of the main things.
It's a funny thing that you do not think about until you visit other places, I guess. Like, I mean, I've not been to any larger cities than Melbourne, so the biggest skyline is only Melbourne, and it takes you 10 minutes to walk from one side of the CBD to the other, and then you back out, and there's maybe a high rise every 2 blocks or something like that, rather than not high rise, but a built up area every 2 blocks rather than every street.
So what the density over there is like not, you don't get many skyscrapers like here, where you get like maybe 40-story, 30-story buildings more often, like everywhere, just in suburbs and everything.
Yeah. I love the skyline, but I hate a skyscraper.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They're just like
Yeah,
so fundamentally a waste of time.
yeah, it's still beautiful to look at from like far.
yeah.
So like
It's just-
Hobart's like, I think it's sort of like it's Sim City, but it's only just developed. Like if you're playing, you're just about to upgrade to Metropolitan or like a Metropolitan or something. Like you could see the 3 or 4 big buildings pop up. You're like, oh, and then you're
Yeah.
just about to upgrade stuff, and that's where it stays at the
It's about
moment.
to pop off.
Yeah, you just like, yeah, right, about to. I'm gonna have to
man.
upgrade the water system now. I don't play Sim
I
City
wish-
much, but
Part of me wishes real city planning. You could just, we're gonna redo this. Actually, we're gonna bulldoze this. We're gonna bulldoze a third of the city because we can do it better now. But I'm also really glad that that's not the case in real life.
just say, yeah, well, these people will just sort themselves out somehow.
Yeah, I love the art sort of communities in Hobart. There's some
Yeah.
interesting ones there.
Well, there's Mona.
Yeah, but I like. Why you don't like mine?
I don't like the guy that runs it. He's just a dick.
Just art dealership in general is just a weird one.
Yeah, it's,
The money side of art. Is
yeah. He said with Mona itself, it's all about any publicity is good publicity. So any negative publicity is still going to talk about Mona.
Yeah.
Well, is that what? I can rant about it. I think I already have before in the past. They did a simulation of slaughtering a cow. They had a guy buried under the main road that blocked up because Hobart's only one road in and one road out. They blocked the main road. They blocked all 4 lanes.
Bury a real man down there.
He was
my
he was
God,
he was
really?
alive under the road for 72 hours.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what did that say?
just
Nothing.
disturbing.
There
the
was
city.
no camera. There was no nothing. There was no live stream. I'm like, at least let us see shit in a bucket or something. Like, give us something. I don't want to watch
What
it.
were they
but
trying to say? What was the point
that
of
was
that?
he.
art
He
piece?
was he called Hobart or Tasmanians troglodytes because they didn't understand his art.
But what was the point of that
That-
art piece?
He was under the road.
Oh, the creator was under the road.
Yeah, he was the artist.
Was it not the guy from Mona, a different guy?
No, he
Yeah.
asked. So
Performance artist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great performance.
Yeah, but it's strange. Like,
he asked every city or every main capital city, that's what they're called,
Yeah.
in Australia, and everyone said no, shockingly, except
That makes
Hobart
sense.
because at the time Mona
Tourism,
was
baby.
and
See a road and know that there's a man
yeah,
down
they
there.
blocked off. It was but 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Blocked off, bottlenecked it all into one
Yeah.
road, and then you had to go around. What they had.
did it cause like traffic and all that?
Yeah, it was just I had to drop someone off at the airport and they nearly missed their flight. They've just done
Oh
some
my
up.
God.
They've done
Art should never inconvenience commerce. I've always said it, and I'll say it again.
well, they had a white person
should be at the
ask.
service of the people. No,
Yes.
no,
I mean, I am joking, but you know, there's a certain point when, like, all right, mate, come on,
Well, they had
we got to get to
the
flights.
latest
We have
one was
to
a couple of
leave.
years
We
ago.
have to
Was
leave
they had
Tassie.
the white person asking a bunch of First Nations people if they wanted to they had the Indigenous flag and they
Yeah.
wanted like blood, like drops of blood from First Nations people all
I
over
remember-
the flag.
yeah, I remember
And
this.
everyone was like, yeah, no. Like it was, the point was it was trying to show the amount of bloodshed that has been,
course.
shed. But it was a white person instigating it. And everyone's like, not your place. And
Yeah.
Mona was like, oh, we're happy with this. And then Mona was like, oh, you don't like this? Okay, we're not going to do it. But it's the guy that runs it.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is, Walsh. Last
Is
name's
it
Walsh.
David something?
David Walsh, maybe. Doesn't
I
matter.
know David.
Mr. Walsh. He was like, I guarantee he didn't care. He was like, okay, well,
Yeah.
the pushback is bad. We can't do it. But he himself would basically be like, well, I don't give a shit. So they'll get into it. But they still have, they do poetry there sometimes, I've seen.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Mona.
They do like experimental stuff and which
Yeah,
I,
that's the whole
Which I
thing.
like.
Is they get experimental stuff. I've seen a kitchen knife in a bowl of water on a chair with a goldfish in it. I was like, that's washing up, not art. But yeah, more than just that. Yeah, it's based on
I'm sure there's lots of good,
tourism.
valuable art there, but
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you. It
Yeah,
seems like
but the rest of it, it's Salamanca's all tourist stuff. It's all restaurants and stuff.
If you came here for creativity and you
quite
got
small.
rants about
Yeah,
Hobart,
it is
we
small.
apologise.
Yeah, it's that's the
The
appeal
wharf
of it.
and the market, if you're lucky on a Sunday or Friday or whatever.
They do. Yeah.
And the Mona.
So-
That's what we ended up with.
Speaking of,
Speaking of Tasmania, that is backwards in time. We are looking forwards in time. How's
that was terrible. That
What?
was.
Get fucked.
that
That's a great
was-
segue.
Get fact. That was
Comment below if you like that segue.
Anyone comment, please.
Actually, comment because we receive one comment every like 5 podcasts. So let's bump those numbers up, baby. There's a rookie. There's a
Yeah,
rookie
all the
number.
comment on
1,000
this one.
people that are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 2024.
Very good.
How very exciting! Do we all have a
Happy New Year!
Did we all have a good New Year's? I know you had a quiet one. I had a quiet one. How was your New Year's?
Yeah, I had a good one too. Like I had like a few family gatherings and meeting with friends and everything.
That sounds super chill.
And yeah, that was just so chill.
Hell
like
yeah.
we just like, cause I took like a week off beforehand, just like before Christmas, and I kind of broke, so I had to kind of work it through.
going through
I was like, oh, I'll
Christmas
work
and
through it.
then going
Yeah.
through or holiday season, going into New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
No way. I was sick as a dog, so I watched Bollywood films and played video games. It was great.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's the best.
Just looked after a Rottweiler. That was,
Also pretty good.
Yeah, it was chilled.
But
Watch Christmas movies. A lot of Christmas
I
movies as
watch my only, because shock horror, I'm not a big Christmas person. We're talking about New Year's though.
yeah, I don't think you're a big New Year's person either.
I mean,
Do you like to celebrate? Do you enjoy life?
yes. No, I was going to say, because you said Christmas, I'm like, my only tradition of Christmas is watching Mr. Bean's Christmas, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
that's a good
That's it.
one.
And then New Year's.
Everything
So
was
well,
Mr. Bean's.
last year, well,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
that was my first New Year's in Melbourne, in the CBD. So we did a very successful poetry / DJ thing
Yeah.
a year ago. It was just went really well. And then I had to get home, and it was the worst experience of my life trying to get home.
What?
The worst experience of your life.
Because it was
The
Flinders
worst.
was one of the worst.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the worst.
Getting out of the CBD is a nightmare. And the CBD apparently was packed.
I saw
this
videos
year.
and I'm like, it was worse than what I
Yeah,
because we
fuck
had to
that.
wait 5 trains and that was like touch and go.
Fuck all that shit.
was and I'm like, I'm not going.
I'd hop in the Yarra, start swimming, baby.
I'm not going anywhere near the
Yeah.
CBD.
No good.
No.
You can see it from my balcony. It was kind of sick. We were my partner, bless her heart, said, "Is that thunder?" And we looked at the time. Oh shit! It's fucking New Year's. And we looked at and we ran onto our balcony and we can see the skyline of the CBD.
Oh, you
from
can
our-
actually, yeah,
And
yeah.
fireworks going off. It was cool as hell.
But it's nice once you're there, like you see the fireworks go off. As silly as it sounds, from it just really creates
Oh,
that
it's-
sort of feeling of joy.
Oh, it's
and
great.
that was
Yeah.
something
No,
that
it
was
is
so,
nice. Like
excited.
we were on we were nearby last year, near Radio Bar, and we were just on the main road looking at fireworks. It was great. It's a nice feeling.
It's just when they go off and it's just like sort of sparkles that, I don't know. That,
You're a kid again.
Yeah, you're a kid again. You're like, oh my God,
Well,
that's amazing.
What I did a few years ago, friend of ours, Lane, they were in Hobart, same time I was, and I was like, I know a perfect place for fireworks, because last time I was here, there was like and they moved the place where the fireworks were, and it was behind a cliff, and we saw the glow, no fireworks, we heard it, and we were the only ones, because it was the last time I was there.
I remember that.
Yeah,
We
it was
were on the phone to each other. for
Yeah,
that.
that's right. There was a jetty and it's really nice. There's no one really around. And last time I was there,
Yeah.
it was perfect, but they'd moved it from wherever it was out there around, and it was just like this kind of cliff face with houses, and it
Yeah.
was. We were behind that, so we just saw the glow on top, and we're like, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, mate. And I was like, well, there's not much we can do now.
The purple clouds.
Because I
and-
was so smart, because we were walking one direction. Everyone's like, oh, you're going the wrong way, everyone. I was like, nah, don't worry. Nah, we're all good. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. And I got
Mind your
there.
business. Mind your own
midnight,
business.
the went off, and I was like, anyway, so your lovely, amazing segue.
Yeah, I was going to go into the main topic, but I'm going to continue on this topic of kind of actually praising New Year's as much as I don't
Ooh.
care, and I feel like we are quite grouchy, obviously, right, about
Yeah.
the way we approach life. And
Oh, explain grouchy. Sorry, I don't know what the word means.
grouchy,
Cynical?
cynical,
Cynical.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
piece of shit. Doesn't
Oh, I get that.
isn't having fun and wants to make sure no one else is having fun at the same time.
Ah.
Yeah,
Is that where
okay,
Grinch
fair.
comes from? Like the word?
But very, very similar.
So
yes.
probably like it rhymes with, I don't know, it doesn't rhyme.
Well, there's Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street.
The Grinch is definitely a grouch. And
Yeah.
I think that might be... I assume that word's
All
the
Grinches are
same.
Grouches, not all Grouches are Grinches.
I don't know if all grouches are
Grinches?
Grinches,
Grinches?
but definitely all Grinches are grouches.
Grinch,
I don't
it's
think
a Grinch
there
or
are any
Grinch?
Grinches.
It's a
Grinch?
Grinch.
There's
Grinch?
no
Grincher?
Grinches. Grinch.
Anyway, I definitely...
Comment below. Is it Grinch or Grinch?
I always feel when it comes around to be it Christmas or New Year's or kind of really any celebration, but feel that desire to just dismiss it. This is silly. Why are we giving a shit? Like, just why we need to segment time in such a way? This seems all very, very silly. But that moment of like when you see the fireworks go off and you hear other people, so watching it from my apartment and seeing the fireworks off in the distance, but I can hear other people in other apartments all cheering and carrying on, people are wooing, and across the highway, because I live in front of a freeway, so across the freeway, there's other apartments. I can hear them hollering and cheering on. I'm like, this is hey, we got
Three
some
cheers for the chairs.
We
Hip, hip.
Hooray! Hooray! Hip hip! No.
got some chairs, everybody.
Yep.
I will thank you properly off podcast.
Our life is so
And it was
exciting.
such a good feeling. It was such a good feeling, and I think that we do. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely want to lean more into
Fireworks.
celebration and ritual of like that coming of the new year.
It's that like essential thing of like the story of Christmas, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I was born a Muslim. Yeah, I'm like I'm an agnostic. I'm an ex-atheist, agnostic, ex-Muslim.
Okay, is that on your name tag?
It's like it probably in my tattoo. It's actually my ID.
That's actually my chest tattoo.
This is my pronoun. So I would like if you could consider. So, but like, I just spent a month watching Christmas movies because it's just that story of coming together and saving Christmas. Now, I'm fully aware of the sort of the marketing aspect and what you're actually saving.
Of course.
Yeah, all the Coca-Cola stuff.
Yeah.
But that story of saving Christmas, I feel like is like good stories regardless of what ideologies they sort of are used for. I think are good stories and they're valuable.
I mean, you see that all around the world that people celebrate Christmas, and when the people talk to them about or interviewed about it, it's like, why are you celebrating this? Because this has nothing to do with your culture or past religions or what have you. And they're like, it's cool, man. It's a fun vibe. It's just like it's a big party that the whole world kind of gets on board with. And I'm not saying that that the whole world should adopt a Christian holiday as like, yeah, let's all get on board. It feels bizarre.
It was a pagan holiday first,
But I
and
do
then they
agree.
went into...
Hey?
It's the
It's a
holidays
pagan
are kind of
holiday.
like the story is very old.
Yeah. Santa was born in a manger.
Yeah.
And
I guess we should.
The rest of it happened
well, if
after
the
that.
Christians stole it from the pagans, then we can steal it from the Christians and say we're not.
Christians don't deserve that.
They've had a rough go of it.
They've never stolen anything. Let's not go down that road. So yes, we've had Christmas, and it's now 2024.
Let's actually do the proper
Sake.
topic, because what is this is 25 minutes of not doing the actual fucking topic.
Yeah, okay.
The topic is we're going into 2024. It's a good chance. I guess you could call it New Year's resolutions or whatever the fuck have you. But we're looking at retrospective of what we have learned as creatives from the past year in a way that we want. What's a change that we want to make as creatives to our practice, to our mentalities, what have you, going into 2024. Anyone off the top of their head?
I'm gonna try to suck.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna try to suck this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Metaphor.
general?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, just because I feel like I've been always trying not to suck,
Yep.
and I feel like it's just been so much pressure,
Of course.
and that's what I've like this year. Thanks to you guys, really, like you guys and the guys at the Slammer and all these like the whole team, like the whole community that just creates this vibe that you want to be present at and want to be part of.
Yeah.
This is what this has been the biggest sort of thing for me in 2023. Just the fact that I've been able to share some of the stuff that I've been in my head, and also like suck at some of them, but also be accepted while I'm suck. Like I'm like
100%.
it's just because they're obviously I'm not an expert at this.
Either way.
Well, no idea what the fuck we're doing.
But that's the thing, because I always thought I gotta be an expert. But then I thought, like, but I do have things that I really want to help people with. Like that feeling that you have. Like I just think this thing that I'm thinking about might be useful to someone. So, but like a lot of times I just shut myself down. So this year it wasn't like that.
Are you saying that this year you wanna do?
Last year.
You want. Yeah. So compared to last year.
Yeah.
So this year you want to, on reflection of last year, want to keep doing stuff, but you're not worried about it being quote unquote bad or sucking.
Yes.
Is that right?
So what I'm saying is that this year I'm gonna. I don't know if I should say it on podcast, but
We can edit it out.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and write my name down every poetry night before just like rocking up and seeing if there's an empty spot.
Right, okay.
So I'm gonna sort of try and make that commitment and then be like, okay, write something. Doesn't matter if it sucks or not, but just make sure that it's genuine and make sure that it's like what you felt in that moment, and then share it and then like
You can always work
refine
on
it
after.
after.
Yeah.
Really refine it after.
Well, that's
There's
what-
all this time to refine.
That's what open mics are really for. Like, I mean, I notice even for myself is I'll do something here on my night, and if I see footage of it, I go, "That is no way I thought I sounded good. I thought I was way better than that."
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, well, I need to. That's not what I thought it was, and that's why open mic's good. You go here, you're like, oh, that sucked, and then you keep going, and if you want to, you can make it better, or
And it's
you scrap it, you
inspiring.
know?
And at the end of the day, like, what's better than being inspiring? Like, I've been inspired by mistakes that I've seen on stage.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I can inspire someone that has this huge, I see some people here, and you can just tell that, like, by a few words that you speak to them, and you're like, I wish I could hear what this guy writes or this girl writes. But yet they're just like, so many of us don't feel safe to share.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's because I've had a few conversations with people on that. That topic of like, can I talk about this? Can I talk about that? I don't know. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, because people are like, oh, I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, I got one that it's a bit risky. I'm like, oh well, shit, what is it? Like, thinking it might touch it. I'm like, oh, it's about personal experience with self-harm or something like that. I'm like,
true.
go for it. Fucking sure.
Yeah.
So most people understand, especially at poetry, like it is, if you do need to remove yourself from the room for whatever reason, for whatever topic it is, most people understand, okay, we get it. But yeah, it's still, people still ask me sometimes, I don't know, was that okay? Or like, or this is a bit risky. I was like, I mean, we have one poet that's said to me a few times some things, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh, what's he going to say now on stage? what culture is he going to alienate? And then so far, he's still been all good.
I know.
I've had many a panic.
The most unwarranted trigger warnings I've ever heard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's a lovely. This individual's a lovely person. He's just quite funny.
I also I know I've seen people come through here that are perfectionists, and it actually works for. Now I am definitely someone of the mindset of just like, just put stuff out, just go up and do the thing, and that's why Vibe Union does. I think what Vibe Union does is just because we'll put out a thing and then we'll move on to the next thing, and it'll be better than the last thing.
We'll learn from it. At least we're putting on. We'll learn from it.
Yeah.
Were you always like that, or did you arrive at that like consciously?
No, I've always just been around. Big influence, very influenced from my father, who was did that kind of stuff.
Just do it.
Yeah, he always said, look, I'm not very good, but I just put stuff out. I'm like, all right, cool, so I'll take that on board. So I just always had that. And also I had the means to put stuff out, having musical parents. So I had the means to make music, record, and then release. So I always had that DIY mentality. But I always I actually have I have the thought that like, I should be more of a perfectionist because then I'd be better, because then I wouldn't put out stuff before it wasn't finished, and I would actually be of it. That's my point. That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
You never finish it. That's what Paul said.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's what Paul said, and that's true. I never finish it if I do it like that. The works that I've done are not those. Like the ones that I've actually recorded are the ones that I have just decided that that's it. This week I'm gonna do this, and then it's been done by the end of the week, whatever it is. But
Always a fun time at Radio Bar.
I love
Chaos
that
in here
place.
at the moment. But so I think that the act of just kind of learning what work ethic works for you, or work process works
Your
for you.
workflow,
Workflow works for you. Because I've met some people who I think, oh man, you're too much of a perfectionist. But then, because they'll take months between appearances at Radio Talk. But then whenever they do come and they do their piece, I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, they kill it.
That was good. That was so good. However, I was going to say that is also not the ones that inspire me. I hear that work and I go, man, that's going to hit a lot of people, and I really respect
It's going to kill at a competition. That's going to do some stuff.
And I really respect the work itself. But I actually see people who are more vulnerable and are a little bit imperfect and maybe make some mistakes, but it's very raw and real and in the moment, and those are the ones that make me go, I gotta go home and fucking write some shit.
You
can tell this, but usually it's the ones that their hands are shaking. They're like, they still kill it. But I'm a lot the same. I try to write poems more. Thank you, Paul. Tonight's going to be interesting. I try to get more poems out than I do, but then I start the night off usually, and it's usually something I've done 3 or 4 times, because it's just I haven't been able to write something that I am happy with, and then I'll do something that I'm this is new shit I'm working on, and then I listen to it back, or I do it. I'm like, no, this is all garbage. I'm going to start again. So it's like. And then people are coming, every 2 weeks, a new poem. I'm like, how the fuck do you manage to get... And it's really, really good. And they perform it really well. And I'm like, I have so much free time. And I still just
You really do. You really do.
Good friendship in the end.
None of the last week, while you were gallivanting and being sick,
I'm sorry.
I was at the helms of... Anyway, we can argue about this later.
Please.
Arash is like, this is what I mean.
We're allowed to show. Yeah, we air our dirty laundry here. That's what
just lighting the flame even more. I'm very much the perfectionist. Like, no, I need to. I need it to be perfect, and I'm not happy with it. Fuck it. It's just a poem.
It's just a poem.
In a way, for me, I'm like, I need to the same. Like, I need to learn more how to suck. Well, I do, but
just not.
Yeah,
allow yourself to suck.
Do you think we can challenge each other for that? Like, do you think we can make? I don't know. I shouldn't do this again. But like, I'm gonna ask you again. Do you think you'd be committed to do new shit every session?
I honestly try. And I just write, and then I go.
No, but even if it's shit, even if mate,
you make me anxious just thinking about it. It's a great.
That's what I was like 2 hours ago. Just walking down the street and just thinking anxiously with a incomplete poem.
I don't.
I'm gonna read out.
No, I think it's a very healthy way. Excuse me, we're being serious here. Stop laughing. I think it's a great idea, and it's something I'm trying to do. Yeah. And then it gets to like the day of, or like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and then I just go, no. Sometimes I will just delete stuff and save, so therefore it's not there anymore. I'll delete stuff, and I'll just go and I'll just write gibberish, and then I'll save. I'm like, well, can't get it back now. Not so much anymore. I used to, but I very much try to get new stuff, and then.
What program do you use?
You're thinking of like the timeline. Same thing. There is a way to get that.
I'm sorry to make it to you.
Yeah. But then in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to go through. I know that there is, but I know that I'm not going to go recovery and find it. I'm not right. Well, I've just done that. Slash and burn.
I do think there is merit to that though.
Both are fun, but like,
When you recognize something, it's like, this is a waste of time. Moving on to the next one.
But also, like, for me,
Mm.
because sometimes poetry, like, we've had people that come up, rarely now, but they've just talked some shit. Like,
Yeah.
it hasn't been, like, it is not objectively good or bad. It's just bad. It was
Yeah.
just mainly drunk people who, whatever, and basically we had Beverly, who's no longer with it, not with it. She lives in New Zealand.
May she rest in peace in New Zealand.
May she rest in New Zealand.
If you watch these, Beverly,
sorry, Bev.
love you. Peace out.
She had to kick him off the stage and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just him just rant. Like, it wasn't.
We do miss your presence in those moments. I tell you what.
So it's sort of, sometimes like that is, to me, taking the piss of the other poets of the night. So that's my reasoning for wanting
when both
something
of you
good
guys
now.
say give yourselves permission to be a bit shit, because you are both perfectionists at heart, means that you're still the bar is still set relatively high. It's maybe just recognizing that bar was set way too high. It was set. It was an unreasonable expectation.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. Actually, maybe it's not even me. It's actually connecting with the work again. Is rather than connecting with the expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
You're thinking about, is this piece good enough, or am I good enough? Oh Jesus! And then you start freaking. Oh no!
And if this is not my best, then does that mean that it's like I'm not able to do that?
Exactly.
So but the reality is that we're all a work in progress.
Of course.
And the concepts that we
sucks.
talk
Oh, I
about.
totally hate that, but I agree. It's
like,
disgusting, but I agree. I fully agree.
Yeah, because especially with things that, like with writing and stuff, because you're thinking about your ideas and your thoughts, and you gotta have that level of confidence behind that to be able to say it, but also the awareness that you might be wrong. Because like I don't know what the fuck. Like I think I know what life is as a 35-year-old.
Of course.
I'd say that to like my 70-year-old auntie, and she's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah. Yeah. And
She's a poet too.
I'm sure at 25 you thought you knew the world as well.
I'm like, okay.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, but look, I'm not in a way that I'm like, she's not belittling me. She's just like, you know as much as a 35-year-old Arash would.
Yes.
So there's always this thing that is, this is literally what she said to me. I'm quoting her. So it's like, there's always this thing that you're going to learn more and you're going to refine it. So eventually I'm going to revisit some of these topics that okay, this is what I think about hope. Bang. You know, I'm pretty sure I'm going to, but I don't want to. I just want it to be this. I just want it to be this and never change. But I feel like it's just bullshit.
I remember talking to someone about music, and I remember I've got my EP that all my 3 followers listen to religiously, and I don't really like it.
It's my workout routine.
That's why you never listen to it.
That's why I still got this going.
I'm not a huge there's 5 things on there.
I don't know what I mean by that.
I don't know what you said. What'd you say?
That's why I still got this going on, baby. It makes me stop working out. I don't know what that means. Tell your story.
Why are you always interrupting me, right? I feel like we're not.
Podcast are all about.
Anyway, so I was, because I'm not a huge fan of the songs that are on there anymore. Not that I just that there were different time and I'm writing differently now, blah blah blah. And someone was just like, "Well, you were writing for the time and the things that you were feeling then, and it's a reflection of that time and that." Sort of thing we were saying, like, I know, we're about hope, talking about hope, and that hope can change, in 10 years, it'll be completely different. And I'm like, I try to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, whatever I'm writing now, poetry or music or songs or whatever, I might hate them in 3 years, 4 years, but it's a reflection of what's happening now. And you can look back on it and go, oh, well, I was in a really shitty place or a good place or a middle ground or there was, that kind of thing. So,
or like I was... Because I had funny you say that, because I had the exact same experience with my we had a hard rock band back in Iran, and we recorded an album, and like we were very highly influenced by like bands like AC/DC, Kiss, like ZZ Top,
Great.
and all those but also but also lyrically.
Right.
You know, so
Okay.
so I've got this like poems that I've written that are like the most misogynist and like fucking
Yeah.
sexist shit you
Yeah.
can think of, and I wrote them when I was like 18 because that's what I thought when I was 18,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy that I didn't release them
Oh God, yeah.
because I would probably be cancelled. Right? They're like shit that is like so bad, and I didn't even have a girlfriend back then. I
Yeah.
was like fucking just talking shit, you know,
Yeah.
like these gangster rappers.
And if you
that are
did,
like,
you wouldn't have had one very long
Yeah.
with those songs.
That was
That's
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what I
that's-
learned.
Yeah.
I have like every now and then like a Facebook memory will pop up, and of the
Yeah.
status I did when I was 18. I'm like, I could go back and delete it all, but I was like, no, this needs to stay here because I need to be punished for this. I need to see the
It's a
cringe.
good actually remembering. It's like
I
a
looked at it, I'm
humbling
like,
thing.
I said that, didn't I? Same as you, yeah. Just like, I'm so glad, yeah. I didn't have a girlfriend back then. Shock horror. There's a reason why, yeah. But I'm a
my
nice
God.
guy.
You're a catch now, baby.
But there was also like there
Yeah.
was all these like pluses to that experience, you know, like that I learned so much
Yeah,
about
it's-
music, about like being in a band, about how to record, about like actually I learned how to be on time, like with my metronome during that recording experience.
Yeah.
So there's so many positive things about it. But there's also that poetry bit that is like bitches.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. But that's all
Yeah.
it is. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to recite some stuff, that's on you. No, okay, good.
And before that, I had a rap group with my cousin, the same cousin that you met. Like I was like 13.
yes.
I was
Oh, God.
13 and he was like 15, and that was even worse because
That was a
like
bastion of
that was
feminism
about
and-
like drug dealing. I was like a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
Iran famous for their drugs. Yeah.
And an underground hip hop group.
Yeah.
Hitting the popular vote there. Yeah.
Yeah. NWI. All right. What was the main topic?
I think
Fuck knows anymore.
it also gives good reason to hit those same topics again and again and again
Yeah.
throughout life.
I think it
Yeah.
is because some of them are like topics that are just a lot smarter people than me have spent their entire lives and couldn't figure this out.
Yeah.
But they also managed to, throughout the years and like centuries, they managed to add a little bit to the understanding
course.
of it and like different
Yeah.
perspectives. And so there's always value in that. Actually, my favorite poet is, I've said this many times, my favorite poet is obviously a Persian poet. He's called Omar Hakim Khayyam. And he wrote about 100 pages of poetry, like quatrains, some 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like 800 years before Darwin, and it's like all secular and everything. It's just like logic, but it's all around the same point of just take it easy, don't be a gun, and
Yeah.
So
Don't be
basically,
a dickhead,
kind
just
of
like-
what we got now. Yeah.
But he spent 72 years writing that.
Jesus.
And I
That's-
read it
that's
as
the
a
whole work.
14-year-old, and it changed my whole world. Like 1,000 years later, I was like, "Fuck!"
Kind of makes you think it's just like nothing. So much has changed, but
Nothing has
so
changed.
little has
Nah,
Yeah.
because
changed. Enjoy
you're all
life, don't be a
humans.
dick. Yeah, like it's
I mean, he was 1,000 years ago. That's nothing in like human evolution
True,
years.
yeah.
Like Stone Age was like 2.3 million years.
Yeah.
So we've been humans for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well since Jesus was born 6,000 years
Yeah.
ago.
Let's make sure we get that straight.
Okay.
Well, you
Okay,
said at the
you
top,
little
it's
Muslim boy.
2024.
Couldn't
Nothing happened before
sorry,
that.
couldn't let that slide. Yeah, nothing was there.
That's not even biblically accurate. Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know the Bible anymore.
No.
I used to just read Song of Solomon to piss off the teachers because that's the saucy shit is. That really anyway.
What is that?
So in
Psalm?
Songs of Solomon,
Oh.
because King Solomon just wrote a bunch of love letters to his wife, and they're dirty, they're
Yeah,
naughty,
yeah.
and we just read it like, oh, what? I'm like, it's in the Bible, Miss Teacher, and we're like, yeah.
I used to do that with
Yeah,
Rumi.
yeah.
Rumi's got some poems. They're all about. There's this amazing poem because everybody like in Iran, everybody like they treat Rumi like it's some sort of a prophet, and like they give this divine sort of energy and like this divine characteristic represented by him, but in reality he was like a very down to earth sort of. He was very religious, but he was also very charismatic. So he's got these poems about the stories of greed and whatnot, and one of them is about a maiden that has sex with with her master's donkey,
Great.
right? So,
Insert,
the moral of the
Pornhub
story is
theme song here.
so
Please
they
save
made it.
this.
So this is and he goes in. This is Rumi. I'll try to find the translation, English translation next time when I see it.
Thank you.
I don't even know if it's translated in English, but so he
put it into
goes
Google
like,
Translate
so
and
what
read it
what the maiden would do, because she was like she knew the game. She had
She knew the donkey game, yeah.
she had like a massive pumpkin
Yeah.
that she would put as like a stopper. This is Rumi, yeah. I'm not saying this. Blame Rumi.
So-
Blame the prophet.
So the point here on the topic of the people who are seen as held in high regard still.
Are you putting an end to the story? Because I want to hear how this.
sorry, pumpkin. Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Sex
so the
pumpkin.
pumpkin.
Sorry, sex pumpkins.
So but
Yeah,
then,
sorry.
okay, so the moral story,
fuck's sake, my
the
bad.
pumpkin, and then she's like, one day the lady of the house gets suspicious and is like, what the fuck is like this
With
girl
all the
spending
gold
too much
gold,
time
yeah.
with the donkey? So goes and starts speaking and sees the girl under the donkey and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, this is a good idea. So sends out the maiden, goes and tries to have sex with the donkey, forgets the pumpkin, dies.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
only
So
had
the
a
Rumi-
butternut. It didn't have the proper one.
Yeah, so the Rumi goes خر مؤدب گشته در خاتون فشرد. This is the poem.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah,
تا به
yeah,
خایه در زمان خاتون بمرد.
what I
Means
like.
like
what I would have said as well.
That's my chest tattoo, yeah.
the donkey got like the donkey just sat down and just put it all the way in, and then the lady died.
Fucking hell.
And I was like, this is no prophet, man. This is a really intelligent guy.
Sometimes you've had a
Good
couple of
with
drinks and you need to write a poem about sexy pumpkins and donkeys.
And it's like the moral of the story is important, but it's like definitely more human than I thought Rumi would.
Yeah, yeah,
Big.
yeah.
Right, okay, right. Whew.
You got that out of your system.
I did.
On that note,
Yeah, because we're on Bible.
would actually-
the Bible is very similar, yeah.
I know that's not like where we wanted to end it, but like we're sort of getting onto that point.
eat your vegetables, kids, and
Yes.
Don't idolize.
Don't forget the pumpkin.
Don't idolize the artist. Idolize the art.
music by Sixpence.
Music by Sixpence.
Right, yeah, that's. I'm kind of turned on, so we need to,
Like that, man.
my mother listens to
my
this.
God.
Hey, thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much for being part of
Thanks,
the
man.
podcast.
Thanks,
Hey,
brother.
is
So thanks
there any-
really for doing everything that you guys do. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, we got
Cool.
time.
Thank you.
Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to put in the description, like links or anything to anything?
Well, I'm working on my album.
Excellent.
It's gonna be my debut album.
Excellent.
For under the name Yaru, which is my like new alias. And yeah, I think it's gonna come out in 2 months, but I don't know. I hope
Cool.
it's gonna come out in 2 months. Yes.
So
Things
the-
coming.
Instagram is in the link, is in the description.
Yeah, Yaru
Check
under
that
the
out.
name, so.
And we'll share it around when it's released.
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll do
so.
stuff.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
All right.
If you need someone to
for-
host your launch, fucking.
Oh fuck
hit us
yeah,
up.
man!
Yeah,
That
we'll,
sounds awesome.
we'll
Thanks so
bring-
much.
We'll bring the pumpkins. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Bye. Music by Sixpence. One more
I
time.
already said that.
I know, but one more time.
Did we just stand up before? Oh, whatever.